Hello, happy All Hallows Eve. Halloween for you guys who didn't know what that was. Today I'm talking about the EPZ, a little dongle. I've always been a big fan of the EPZ dongle since I heard them. I have the TP20, the TP20 Pro, the TP30, TP50, and now the TP35. Now, this one is, I think, a successor to the TP20 Pro because it's Serious Logic, where the TP30 was an ESS dongle. This is the one, the gold brick, the 55 grams of, it feels like a gold brick. This is what I use for all my testing measurements because it is uber incredibly clean. And I would use the new TP35, but actually I'm going to use the TP35. It'll now be my reference for all my measurements. So let's get into this review. $55. Comes in silver, comes in black, has this RGB light, which I put a high-res sticker on it. Gives us this really cool glow for the clear window that none of the other EPZ dongles were sporting. So this is new. Not only is it new, it is tiny. It is micro. This little LED light is also RGB, and we'll get into that, and you can turn it off. So let's, some of the things that I like before I get into sound. Independent volume control. So plug this in, and a memory, by the way. So plug this thing in, it's not going to go full blast. And the individual 100 steps of volume control is absolutely fantastic to fine tune. And you can use both of your volume controls to do it. So very cool. Lots of flexibility, lots of choice. The card that comes with it for instructions is a little bit ambiguous. It's not easy. You didn't find all the features as well. So there's only 2 buttons on it. Like I did say, though, this thing is teeny. If I show you what it looks like versus that is crazy small. This is already small. In the pictures, it looks huge, but it's actually incredibly small. So silver or black, you can get it with, now it comes in the box with a USB-C connector, but if you do reach out when you order online and you put a note in the thing, you can get a lightning instead. So that's an option for you, though it's not listed on the website. Serious Logic I mentioned before, 43198 times 2 is the DAC chip used in here. And just to go over some of the functionalities, it's pretty simple. If you hit the 2 buttons together, okay, so if you hit these 2 buttons together, It changes your gain from low to high. 2 flashes are high. If you press and hold these 2 buttons together, it turns off the LED. Press and holding those 2 buttons will change the filters. And you're only going to find that information out by looking on the EPZ website at AliExpress, but I'll post up a picture as well. So high gain, low gain, changing all your filters. You can see the RGB light. This is on DSD, some Springsteen. And the RGB light changes all the different colors to tell you the sampling rates. I think that's kind of nice as well. It's pretty easy to operate, honestly. 2 buttons, you'll figure it out, I hope. Signal to noise ratio, 130 dB, total harmonic distortion, 0.0005%. It's extremely black background, extremely noise free. It's a great dongle, uncolored, and performance wise, top tier. It only knocks against it, honestly, where the instructions could be better, and that's really about it. And just because it was hard to switch filters, which in this case do make a sound quality difference. Sound wise, let's get into sound. Simply clean and uncolored. For me, there isn't really a hint of warmth in this dongle, though sometimes I generalize, and I would say that Serious Logic DAC chips, as a generalization, sound very clean, very analytical, and maybe have a hint of warmth. And that also depends on the rest of the gear that's inside, makes the sound signature. And in this case, I don't hear any warmth out of this one. The TP20, TP20 Pro, which is the one replacing it with, also sounds it sounds the same. Bigger stage on the new one. That was my comparison. Let me do another comparison here. This is with another one I'm testing with the Acclaim PD6. Now this one uses an ESS 9039 Q2M chip. They also state that this dongle is very neutral as well. And we're going to do a comparison here. In the sound difference between the two, this one runs more money. So the TP35 is $55. This one is $85. And what I got for sound-wise is the PD6 it sounds bigger, more open stage, more natural sounding, actually, especially when it came to vocals and instrumental. Not shouty as the TP5 I found could be on certain IM. So if, and that's the IM also being a big part of that. This is your source. Being uncolored, you're then listening to your end, right? Could be tips, it could be the IM itself, or whatever gear you're listening to. The PD6 also has a nicer screen. It's upped its game with an OLED screen. Easier to use options and filters with the Acclaim. So the TP35 is going to win for its size and smallness, weight, pocketability, for sure. I think those are the two that I would really compare against. That's its biggest competition, but the price point that the TP35 is coming in, and the sound quality that you're getting is pretty hard to beat in a little dongle. So a decent power, 155 milliwatts of power into 4.4. And the other one was running 65 milliwatts into in the single-ended and 32 ohms. These aren't really high-powered dongles. If you need something with more juice, look elsewhere. But for all the IMs that I have, more than enough juice to get you going loudly. But that's if you had something hard to drive or needed, like the Dyna Quattro, for instance, I would probably choose something like a DAP or a Dongle that had more power. That's what I would look for. But if you're in the market for a killer, clean sounding little dongle with filters that actually make a sound difference, Epz Tp35. Happy Halloween.